Hi folks, this is Shawn from NopAdmin. Wanted to talk about importing today. This is probably one of the most difficult concepts for people to get when they use NopAdmin, and it's probably the most powerful feature of NopAdmin that can dramatically influence and quickly load a NopCommerce store. So it certainly bears some time going over. A lot of folks send me spreadsheets and things to look at because they think they can understand kind of what's going on with importing, and it's really not difficult once you understand a few key concepts, and that's what I want to talk about. So the NopAdmin Premier version has the ability, starting with 2.0, to upload not only products and images and categories or assign categories and assign manufacturers, but it also can do the attribute creation as well as attribute assignment and specification creation and specification assignment. So what I'm going to do is break things up into 3 different videos. The first one we're going to start from scratch. We're going to load a product using nothing but Excel and NopAdmin. We're going to upload some images. We're going to assign it to a category and manufacturer, and then in the second video we're going to upload and assign some attributes, and in the third we're going to upload and assign some specifications. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, basically what I've done, I've loaded NopAdmin on my machine, the Premier version, and this is showing a trial edition. We're limited to the first 50 products in the database. This is going to show you and recognize only the first 50 in the trial version. The full version will be completely unlimited. This trial version, by the way, is not limited functionality-wise. It's only limited by the number of records. So that's the only difference between the trial and the full version, the full Premier version. So let's go ahead and I want to check something out. I think in the sample data that comes in NopCommerce, we have 52 products. So again, NopAdmin's only going to work with the first 50, so I need to delete some because we're going to be adding a product. So I'm just going to go to products and edit products, and I apologize, I know this isn't really part of the import video. I'm kind of making note of it so you can see what's going on. I'm just going to pick some of these. This gift card I'm going to delete. Delete some of these guys here, and we'll delete some others. Alright, let's go get a count. Okay, we have 46 products in the database now, so that's good. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to load NopCommerce from Excel, and let's assume I'm brand new to this. I don't have any kind of idea what format or anything to use, what NopAdmin expects. I cannot use the NopCommerce exported file. There's some features in here that are in NopAdmin that aren't in the NopCommerce, so that's why we can't use it. So let's just go to View Excel Template. And what that's going to do basically is pull up our template in Excel 2010. There it is. Now I'm going to work with my own, so what I'm going to do is actually save my own. And I'm just going to save it as Demo 1 on the desktop. Okay, very good. We see we have Demo 1, so we are now working in the Demo 1 file. Now, basically this file contains the sample data that NopCommerce has in it, and I don't want any of this. I'm going to create my own, but I do want to use these as a starting block, right? So we're going to load a product, so I definitely don't want to use anything to do with a gift card necessarily. So I think what I'm going to do is just do I'm not going to delete them because that's one thing. Whenever you delete something in these, don't just right click and do a delete. Okay, don't do that. Instead, do clear contents. The reason for that is basically because if I click in here, there's some formulas in here and cell lookups that will get wiped out. And what these are basically is to help you maintain the integrity of the spreadsheet, and as I'll talk about later, make it work, make it load into NopAdmin. And again, I'll explain the reasoning for this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to delete the contents, or clear the contents of all these rows. If I go clear contents, then I still have my formulas and my lookups here. Okay, good. So another thing I want to do, I'm going to cut, and I'm going to make that my very first row. Okay, so we got a good starting point here. I'm going to give it my own name. Well, not my name, of course. We'll just call it Shawn Test Product. And we'll say it's a test product for the demo video. I'm not going to bother boring you and putting in a full description. No one probably wants to watch me type. And we're just going to page through these. The meta keywords, meta description, and all that, that's for SEO. You can put that in there if you like. A couple quick words about the worksheet that I'm in. One thing that I like to do is I always go View, Freeze Panes, and Freeze Top Row. That way I can scroll up and down and always know which column I'm working in. Don't delete these, and don't change these. Don't change the column names, like ever. Don't change the casing. Just leave them as is. The other thing you don't want to change is any of the worksheet names. Okay? Don't change those, please, or your sheet will not load. And then you'll be sending me a spreadsheet going, what's wrong with this? And I'll email it back to you and say, you changed the names. So, just a word of warning. Okay. Allow customer reviews, that's fine. Product publish, that's fine. You'll notice these things here in red. These are like critical fields. You have to have these. Okay, product deleted, false. Okay, now if there is one field that I need to talk about, it is the SKU. The SKU is something that is absolutely critical in NopAdmin. You have to have it. Let me say it again. You have to have a SKU. Even if your business model doesn't mandate that you have a SKU, you have to have one for NopAdmin purposes. This is because we've seen spreadsheets before where people don't understand necessarily how to use the variant. You can create several variants under one product name. What people have done in the past is they'll create 6 products of the same name and have a variant, one pink, one blue, one green. But there's 6 different products and potentially no SKUs. That creates a problem for NopAdmin because when it goes to update by name, it does a search in the database and finds 6 products of the same name. So it doesn't know which one to update. The SKU is also very important for loading attributes and specifications. So bottom line, always put in a SKU. Even if you don't have a SKU in your business model, make something up and put it in here, please. Variant description, you can put that in there if you like. The variant name, we don't really have a variant, different variants in this, so there's no need to have one. I'm going to go ahead and delete it. Now, this is pretty cool about NopAdmin. You can not only upload your product and images, but you can assign them to a proper category. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to change this from false to true and a category list. Now, what do I put in here? It has a 16 in there now. Basically what that is the ID of the category that you want it to go into. And the way you can find this out is go back into NopAdmin and go look at categories. And this assumes you already have your categories built. but it's just the ID. So let's put it in books, which is ID 1, and let's also put it in jewelry, so 17. So we're going to go 1 semicolon, semicolon 17. You can put as many categories as you like, just make sure they're separated by a semicolon. Process images, yes, we want images, so we're going to say true. Now, next field, image path. All this is the directory that the images are stored in. I'm going to use the demos under wallpaper. You just paste them in there, and then here you can type in your image names. Okay, so let's go Crystal, follow, and friend. We're going to upload 3 images. Just separate them by semicolons. They have to be the exact name as well. They don't have to be case sensitive or anything, but you need to make sure the name is right. If the image is not found, you'll get an error message in NopAdmin telling you that it can't find it. So we have crystal, follow, and friend.jpg. Okay. Overwrite images. Basically, what this does is, starting in NopCommerce 2.2, they gave us the ability to determine if an image was already uploaded. And what this does in NopAdmin is basically, if you set this to true, like if you sell tires and you have a manufacturer picture that's several years old and they send you an updated picture but it's the same name, if you say overwrite images, set it to true, it'll overwrite the existing image with whatever you put here. Otherwise, it'll go ahead and add it. So process manufacturers, true, and let's go ahead and assign a manufacturer. Let's go get one. Just like we did with the categories, you can find out a valid manufacturer if you have it in there already. And you just go maintain, and again use the ID. So let's say ours is a HP product, so we'll say number 2. Okay. Process variant image. We don't have any variants necessarily in this. We don't really need an image, so I'm going to leave that as false. And we're just going to go through some of these. If you do have a variant image name, that would go here, and just like the image names, you can well, actually there's only allowed for 1 variant image in this version so far for NopCommerce. The rule is basically the variant image needs to exist in the same path as your regular image names here. So let's continue on. Is gift card? No. Is it download? False. It doesn't really apply. Unlimited downloads. Okay, no user agreement. Again, it's a really good idea just to take a sample row and just modify it for what you want. Is tax exempt? No. Tax category. Okay. Okay, minimum quantity, maximum quantity, that looks good. Disable buy button, false. Call for price, false. Oh, let's say $1,000 today, and let's say I'm on sale. So my product is on sale. It was $1,400. We'll put in $1,400 as the old price. If I'm tracking profit margins, then I can put in the product cost there if I choose to. And product is 4, 2, 1. Okay, I'm just making stuff up here. Available start time. If you have products that are seasonal, you can put in a valid date to start it. So You know, if it's for December, basically you'd put in 12/1/2011, for example, and it ends at the end of the year, so you'd put in 12/31/2011. Of course, you know, your country is going to have different date formats, so put in the proper one. Variant published. You can either choose to publish or unpublish the variant with this flag, or you can delete it actually. Okay, and your created on and updated on, those are just dates. So this looks pretty good. Just want to make sure here. You know what? I already have a SKU 1 in there. So I think what I should do, I'm going to call it Shawn Test 1. Now the reason I did that is because the way that the SKUs work is if NopAdmin finds the SKU in the database already, it will take this row and update that SKU with this information. Okay? If it does not find that SKU in the database, it will go ahead and add it. Now, that's somewhat important because some people use this import as a way to manage their remote stores. So, you know, certainly keep that in mind. Again, if the SKU is in the database already, it will update it, and if it's not in the database, it will add it. If this SKU appears, we have it in row 2 right now, if this SKU were to appear later, like down here, basically whatever row is last with that SKU number in this spreadsheet is going to win. It's going to have that row's information. So, just a word of warning. We've seen that, you know, folks get confused and say, well, this SKU doesn't have the right information. And, you know, we look at the spreadsheet and find out it's in there several times, and basically the last row wins. So, alright, that looks good. Let's go ahead and save it. And let's go back to NopAdmin, and we're going to go load. Okay. I do want to mention one thing very quickly. I want to go back to the desktop, and I want to just very quickly show you this. Some people get carried away a little bit when they paste data from another spreadsheet, and what they'll actually do is overwrite some of these. Now, everywhere, the most common error that I get is this. Basically, people will they'll say, oh, well, this is just a true, and they'll go into another field, for example, and they'll type the word true. Notice it's centered, and now look up here. There's no apostrophe in front of it. Basically, Excel is going to read this as a Boolean field, which the OLEDB driver can't do, and it will blow up. It will not read your spreadsheet. So this is the most common error people make. They go, well, this is just true, and they type in true, or they type in false, and it will blow up every time. So what you need to do, and that's why these lookups are in here. Okay, this true automatically puts in an apostrophe there. So if you're going to hand enter these things, you know, and not use these lookups, always, 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 please make sure you put in an apostrophe. Okay, you can see the apostrophe right there in the Excel. So just a word about that. Okay, don't save. Alright, enough about that. Let's go ahead and load our product. So we go browse, and we're just going to browse to the worksheet we've been working on. Open. First thing you need to do is just preview it, and basically this is validation for NopAdmin to say, can I open this file and is it formatted properly? You say preview, and yes, we know that it works because there's our data. So excellent. And we scroll over a little bit. Got our SKU in there, got our image, path. Okay, looks like everything's good. Now let's go load products and variants. And I always do a test, just leave the run test there and import. And this looks as I would expect. Basically, we have one insert because that's a brand new SKU, so it looks good. Now, what is this? Okay, I have an error here, so let's go back and just check that out. Ah, yes. Wow, that's very good. That was not intentional. I put a comma there. It needs to be separated with a semicolon. Okay, now let's save it. It's actually good that happened. See, even the authors of software make mistakes. Okay, let's try it again. Import. Okay, good. Now we don't have that error and things look clean. So let's uncheck and run the test. Import. Okay, good. We get basically clean results. We see Shawn test was created, category map was created for category 1 as well as 17, and then we see that we successfully stored 3 images, and manufacturer map was created for manufacturer 2. Total inserts 1. Excellent. Alright, let's go look at the product in commerce. So we just do a search on Shawn. Wow, it took a long time. Sorry about that. Okay, there's our product. If we click on it, we see that we have our 3 images that we uploaded. And let's just go make sure that they're in the proper category. So we said we're going to put it in books. There it is. And we said we're going to put it in jewelry. And there it is. There's our description. And lastly, let's check the manufacturer. We said we're going to put it under HP. And there it is. So, very quickly, that's how basically you upload a product and variant, as well as assign categories, manufacturers, and upload images. So, thanks for watching, and the next video will be about how to upload attributes to this guy. Thanks.